She sat on that familiar living room set, kissing her TV boyfriend like millions expected her to, and every single time she pulled away, she felt an ache she couldn't name. The cameras rolled, the audience laughed, but inside she was drowning in confusion and shame. For years she pretended. For years she hid the truth from everyone. Until one secret almost destroyed everything she'd built, and another secret set her free. Imagine being 13 years old and already knowing the spotlight can burn. She was born in Santa Monica in the winter of 1975 into a family stitched together by adoption, show business, and unspoken pain. Her grandfather created one of television's funniest classics. Her mother had been a child star. Her adopted father, a war hero turned performer, took his own life when she was barely 1, but the family told the world it was a stroke. Lies became their protection. By the time she was 6, she watched her older sister become America's sweetheart, while she stayed quietly in the shadows, jealous, hungry, determined to step into the light on her own terms. She started small, commercials, a TV movie about a cowgirl legend, but her mother fought to keep school normal, friends real, life grounded. Then, at 13, she walked into an audition for a blue-collar family sitcom and everything changed. The moment she snarled a sarcastic line at her TV sister, the room cracked up. She became the sharp-tongued, hoodie-wearing middle child America couldn't stop watching. 2 Emmy nominations before she could drive. College at Yale while the crew flew to New York to shoot around her classes. She graduated with an art degree the same year the original show wrapped. On the outside, unstoppable. On the inside, still carrying questions she was terrified to ask out loud. Dating her on-screen boyfriend felt safe until it didn't. Kissing him made her stomach knot with C's. Adness. When she finally whispered that she thought she might be gay, he hugged her, promised to keep her secret, and never once made her feel broken. But Hollywood in the 90s wasn't kind to secrets like that. So she buried it deeper and fell quietly in love with a woman 18 years older, someone the world already knew. For almost 10 years they hid because coming out felt like career suicide. If this story is already hitting you hard, please share it with someone who needs to hear that hiding who you are comes at a brutal cost. While the world saw a sarcastic teenager growing into a steady young actress, she was building something else behind the scenes. Guest arcs on hospital dramas that never quite took off. A short, deliciously dry run as a physicist who terrified the guys on a nerdy sitcom. Then, in 2010, she pitched daytime television a brand new idea. Real mothers talking about real life. No filters, no forced smiles. Against every expectation, especially her own, the network said yes. She became creator, executive producer, and the quiet anchor of a panel that argued, cried, and laughed in ways daytime had never seen before. Ratings climbed, Emmys followed, and one afternoon in 2013, live on air, she told 9 million people the truth she'd hidden since she was a teenager. The relief was visible through the tears. Life kept moving fast. 2 children with her partner, a painful breakup, new love with a rock star songwriter who proposed with custom t-shirts and a serenade in the park. A sunset wedding. Another baby boy. And then the impossible phone call. The old family sitcom wanted to come back. She fought for it, not for nostalgia, but because those characters still had unfinished stories. She poured her soul into a revival that tackled addiction, money troubles, and broken dreams. Overnight, it became the biggest premiere in years. 18 million. And people tuned in like it was 1988 again. Then, in the blink of a single tweet, everything exploded. One early morning, the star the show was named after posted something unforgivable. By breakfast, the network killed the series. 200 crew members were suddenly out of work. She didn't rage publicly. She picked up the pieces, convinced the network to let the family live on without its original matriarch, and turned heartbreak into a new chapter. They wrote the death as an opioid overdose. Honest, ugly, necessary. Viewers grieved with them. The spin-off ran 7 more seasons, faced a pandemic on-screen and off, wore masks, lost jobs, and somehow still found reasons to laugh. She earned close to $500,000 an episode, but the real paycheck was keeping those people employed and those stories alive. If you've ever had to rebuild something you love from ashes, you know how heavy that crown feels. In the spring of 2025, after 37 years of playing the same character on and off, the final 2 episodes aired. The actors broke the fourth wall. Real tears, real goodbyes. The gruff TV dad looked straight into the camera and whispered, "Good night," lights out on a soundstage that had been home since she was 13. She's a little older now, a lot wiser, and finally free. 3 kids who know exactly who their mom is. An ex-wife who still laughs that she practically has to be kicked out of the house after visits. A production company ready to tell the next wave of stories that make people laugh until they cry. She's even open to slipping back into a lab coat for a cameo if the right nerdy universe calls. She spent decades terrified that being herself would end her. Turns out, being herself was the only thing that saved her. If this journey, from hidden tears to hard-won peace, moved you even a little, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe for more stories about the price and the power of truth, and share this with someone who's still hiding part of who they are. Because no one should have to carry that weight alone,